Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of Collecting Canadian Cavalry and Armour. We're on the road today. We're at the Canadian Military Heritage Museum here in Brantford, Ontario. Fantastic collection. Nice cavalry tie-in there with the 25th Brant Dragoons. And of course, as we mentioned before in the previous episode, they became 56th Field Artillery. Wonderful museum. Let's go inside and take a look. Hi guys, this is Dave. He is one of the volunteers here at this wonderful museum, and we're just going to let him tell you a little bit about the history of this museum.
Well, first off, I'd like to welcome you all to the Brantford Military Museum. We are known as the Canadian Military Heritage Museum. This museum started about 30 some odd years ago, and we are not a regimental museum. We are just a private museum open to the public to share military history. All the artifacts that you see in this museum have been donated, with the exception of some of the vehicles. We are open to come in. We have tours. We have school kids that come in. Anything that we need to do to help people when they come through and ask questions, we're here to do it. As you walk through the museum, you'll notice we have pictures up all around the top. This gentleman here, Pee Wee Myers, Derek Pike, and Bob Councils are three of the founding members of this museum, which started, as I say, about 30 some odd years ago. But all these pictures are people from the Brantford and Brantford area that served during World War II. Some of them came home, some of them didn't.
Beautiful 3rd Division Machine Gun Corps jacket here to a staff sergeant. Finding some of this Machine Gun Corps stuff is rare. The mechanized, the motor machine guns, even harder to find. But beautiful tunic, lots of great stuff here in this museum. So here we are, guys. Remember we talked about some of my family members that fought in previous wars, and my Uncle George that fought in the First World War, fought at Vimy and everything else. He was wounded by shrapnel from artillery, and just shows you some of the shrapnel that was in the artillery rounds. It would be an airburst and rain this stuff down on the guys. Nice thing about this museum too, there's lots of interesting tidbits and information, like this fella here, Anthony Gretzky, grandfather to hockey legend Wayne Gretzky. I met Wayne's dad a few years ago in Windsor, great guy, and well, here's his grandfather.
To one of the battalions last night and saw about 25 other Dunville boys. They are well that I saw. You asked if I had done any fighting. Well, fighting is not the only thing going on out here. Killing lice has got them all beat. The powder you sent kills them all right. But this place is so lousy that I'd have to put it on every day, and I don't like having to use it more than once a week. I would like to spend a few days in Crystal Beach.
This great display, you see a bunch of stuff, and this was all battlefield pickups from years and years after the war in France, in Flanders, and here it is all this right here. Stuff still coming up out of the battlefield over 100 years later. Guys, I love this picture here. Hey, typical Canadians grabbing the war souvenirs, right? And this is how our collection started, because this kind of stuff comes home. Just like this picture over here, a guy carrying another German helmet, right? Those are our guys, man, taking the souvenirs. Well, guys, the cavalry needs horses, and here's a good shot in the First World War of the boys breaking horses, getting them nice and tame so they can become cavalry chargers for the Canadian Army.
take to develop that?
You'll have it in a couple of days. Now, what about me? Deal's a deal. I want to see how this girl ends.
Are you sure you can handle her?
Oh, I can handle it. I'll ride a Triumph back up.
You can take her out tomorrow.
But we're moving out tomorrow.
The entire convoy? But we just spent 3 months building up this rest area.
This is his.
Okay.
He refuses to let anybody drive it.
What's his toy?
And he's like this tall.
Oh, yeah.
He's 90, almost 90.
Yeah.
Well, that's his camouflage uniform there. But
Okay.
this thing has got Armstrong steering.
Okay, right, yeah.
So it takes 3 guys and a team of mules to do it. This will not do a 360, you know.
Right,
It's-
yeah.
but it's on permanent loan
Okay.
to us. So he owns this, that, the 2 Jeeps, the ambulance. He owns that bike.
Oh, nice.
And it runs too.
Yeah.
I tried riding it once. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh, it don't shift like a normal bike, the
No.
old Nortons.
It's got the side shift or?
Yeah, well, you gotta advance the throttle, the clutch, and then your throttle this, and you've got your brakes on this side, you got another clutch down on the bottom, and it's,
Pain in the ass.
oh yeah, so. But the colonel says that once he bites the big one,
Yeah.
this will all become ours, so.
Oh, nice.
Some of us are gonna have to learn how to drive this.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But sooner, and there's only, I believe now in Canada, I think there's only 3 of these that are actually still running.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's one, we have one, there's one in Oshawa, and there's one that they're rebuilding down in Borden.
Okay.
Petawawa, sorry.
Petawawa, okay.
They got one that was sitting outside that they're restoring.
All right, yeah.
So that they
The
can
studies do a lot more than restoring their own vehicles.
Yeah. Like,
Which is nice to see.
like Borden's got, you know, Tank Alley,
Yeah.
and they've got the German Whirlwind that they're rebuilding.
Yes.
I think they still have a Panther up there.
I think that Panther wound up in the Auto Museum. Completely
Did it?
refurbished.
Okay.
It's beautiful. You don't realize how big these frickin' things are until you get next to them. You know, like I'm almost 6 feet tall and the deck is here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, geez, these things are
Well,
huge.
there was one that was restored over to England. It got sent to Australia,
Yeah.
and it was sold for 14 million pounds. So I tried doing the,
Canadian or something.
it's almost 28 million Canadian. And you kind of sit back and you go, wow.
I like what,
I think they're about 45 ton.
yeah.
And the first Panthers came out with a 77 millimeter
Okay, so in the previous episode, we covered tank toys. Now, another facet of collecting, and yes, I hit the bug as well, 135th scale models. Here you've got all of them. You can collect any tank that they have. Got lots of German armor here. Got some nice dioramas if you're artistic. Like I said, everything they've got. The German stuff, right through the Allied stuff. Look at these nice large scale stuff. Love this stuff, but of course, you may run out of room in your collecting area, right? So, nice Sherman shell casings there for the Sherman tanks. We come all the way around here, all this Canadian stuff. This is a great little museum, guys. Really, you should show up here. And all the stuff here, I love the model kits. Oh, yuck, anti-tank stuff. But, necessary, that's what we have our infantry for. All right, guys, here we have a Ferret Scout car. Ferret Mark 1, there's no turret on it, right? Just open, two-man vehicle, used extensively in the reconnaissance role. The Canadians used these during UNEF-1 in Egypt for that a little war that they set after the 6-day war. Fantastic vehicle. It'll go just as fast forward as it can in the back. Wonderful rugby. And right now, currently, I saw on Facebook that there's one for sale in Florida for about 10 grand. If I hadn't spent so much damn money on badges, maybe I'd have one in the garage. So it just shows you, got to save up, have that little contingency fund just in case. But again, guys, a wonderful vehicle, and this is a runner here in this museum. All the vehicles run, all the guns shoot, so it's pretty cool. Okay, guys, so here we have a nice model, wooden model of a Churchill tank. The turret's on, but that's okay. Nice thing about this, the Ontario Regiment, as you can see here with the winter coveralls and that, use these vehicles. Now in my collection, once I get things set up downstairs, so I will show you everybody, the first CO of the Essex Regiment tank, Colonel Masson, actually, as I mentioned before, brought the Ontario Regiment over, and he was an architect and a bit of an artist. And we have, I've got a painting, or a full-color photocopy type thing of a painting of a bunch of Ontario Regiment Churchills that he had painted while he was there, and they were doing their training in England. So, kind of neat tie-in. Right, for the cavalry guys, right, here's a wonderful setup for the 25th Brant Dragoons, showing the pants, boots, the whole bit. They've got the beautiful helmet, although it looks like it needs to be cleaned a little bit. But you can see if you look on the shoulders, under the chainmail, it has the yellow, same color as the facings, or it should be, right? They have that yellow underneath the chain, like we saw on that British Columbia Hussars uniform. So fantastic display with the horse, the saddle, this other ranks saber. Beautiful display, 25th Brant Dragoons. And again, in that same cavalry thing, here's a nice canvas jacket, right, to the 10th Brant Dragoons. They would wear this jacket when doing work in the stables and that type of thing. And all the buttons, beautiful stand and fall collar, very nice. It would be a wonderful addition to your collection. And here, guys, we have a beautiful T-dub jacket to the 2nd 10th Dragoons. Captains, you can see he's got the officer collars here and all the correct buttons. World War I vet has everything. Very nice 2nd 10th Dragoon jacket. Very nice. And you see beside it here we have mess kit for the 25th Brant Dragoons. No collar badges, but that's okay. You can see the yellow facings here on the scarlet. Very nice display to the Cavalry Regiment. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this tour of this wonderful museum here in Brantford, Ontario. Again, it's these small little county and local museums that have some wonderful prizes in there. That you get in, you can see a lot of stuff that you don't normally see. This museum is well laid out, well lit. The volunteers are very knowledgeable, and if you're in the area at all, it's definitely worth the trip to come here and see the museum. And remember, guys, happy collecting.